Hello Magic Junkies, welcome back to another episode of Fluffy Flamingos, where we teach you guys magic tricks, mentalism, so on and so forth. Christmas was last weekend, it was interesting. It was different this year. I'm sorry I missed last week. I had people occupying my room at the time, so I did not have access to my camera or my computer, but I'm uploading today, and then I will also be uploading this upcoming weekend, so we stay on track. I hope that whoever celebrated Christmas had a great Christmas, and for those of you who do not celebrate Christmas, I hope whatever holiday you have been celebrating this month also went extremely smooth and fun. So, yeah. This year was pretty odd for me, just because I wasn't celebrating with Emily for like the first year in a while, so that was pretty odd. I'm also not a practicing Christian. My family, for the most part, is. Now, I wasn't Christian last year either, when we celebrated Christmas, but it was with my wife and her extended family, so it just felt more natural. And it was something different, you know? I wanted to celebrate spending quality time with my family and getting thoughtful gifts for friends and family. And so this year, I guess, kind of scared me a little bit, because this year I kind of realized how much I dislike Christmas. Now, don't crucify me for this one, but Christmas music is the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, if you guys have ever heard me rant about Halloween music, it's the same thing. I don't want to hear Monster Mash and Thriller anymore. We have new music. Why do we keep going to the bells and choirs? I can't stand that style of music, and we just keep sticking to it. Monster Mash is the equivalent of Mariah Carey, in my opinion. It's just too much all the time. I'm sick of it. Whatever happened to the Michael Bublé music? Or Sia? Sia came out with Snowman not too long ago. There's new music, and you guys are deliberately not listening to it, and it's frustrating. I don't listen to classical music because it's old, and it's not my style. Now, I'm not saying old music is bad. I don't know. Because, I mean, Bon Jovi exists, and so does Billy Joel. But I'm saying that style, Christmas music style, is just bells in the background, some children's or adults choir singing about snow falling and opening gifts, and then snowman. That's it. So that is one aspect of Christmas that I can't stand, is the music. So if you agree, power to you, and if you don't crucify me, as discussed. So, many aspects of Christmas I dislike. So I start asking people at work and whatever, what is your favorite part of Christmas? What are you looking forward to the most this year? And most of the answers were getting presents, opening presents, which made me lose hope in humanity just a little bit more. But a beautiful few people, though, told me that their favorite part of Christmas was spending quality time with the family in the spirit of selflessness, which I really appreciate. It definitely made my hope meter go up a little bit more. Now, after half a year's worth of campaigning to be selfish and make sure that you deliver on self-care, I agree with that message of selflessness, because it's not always about you, okay? I definitely have said you need to focus on yourself sometimes. Most of the time. Not all the time. The lesson that we learned in our last video was take care of others, be kind to others, and also don't forget to take care of yourself too. There are other people in this world, and they don't all revolve around you. Be nice, be kind, be respectful, get thoughtful gifts for other people for Christmas or whatever holiday you are celebrating. So that's what I took away from this Christmas. Prioritize your personal necessities, but you should also put good out into the world and kind of spread kindness that way. Listen to people and support them, make them laugh and smile, help them forget about the hard times. Tell your opinion if asked, but don't shove it down people's throats. This is not a season I'm super ecstatic about. I hate the cold. I hate winter in general. The bah humbug people, you know who I'm talking about, they're everywhere. However, I found true happiness this year, buying presents, with thought behind it, and spending time with my family, and just kind of letting go of myself for a couple of days. So whether you're Christian or not, like me, I hope that you can find some love and wisdom behind this message, something that speaks out to you. I wanted to give out a special message just because we're around the holidays and a new year is coming up. I just wanted to make sure that everyone is doing okay and being taken care of, and that's about it. Just a special little warm welcome for you. So I think we've covered that topic pretty well already, so I think it's time to get down to business, what you guys are actually here for, and that is for the magic trick stuff. So today we're gonna learn So, where is it? I guess we'll never know. All right. So let's talk about CTP or C2P if you guys are familiar with our slang video, our magician slang video. All right, so we covered a video in the past called Ambitious Card Routine. This trick, card to pocket, is similar in the aspect that there's a lot of controversy around this trick. Similar feud, kind of how many phases are there in this trick? What do? What does the end product look like? So this trick is pretty old, a lot of fun, and uses a concept that we've also discussed pretty frequently in the past: card to impossible location. This is an effect that uses a spectator's card, typically signed, to show more impossibility, and it will go into the deck. Usually at some point it will disappear and then reappear in an impossible location. It could be in your wallet, in a spectator's pocket, on the ceiling. There are hundreds of options when it comes to impossible location. Card to pocket being one of the most famous card to impossible location plots. For our trick today, card to pocket, we will be doing a version where they have the card, we put it into the middle, unsigned. It will vanish from the deck, and that's when we will realize it did not just vanish, but it also teleported to our pocket, the magician's pocket. At this point, we would sign the card, put it back in to show it is exactly the same card. The card will disappear, teleport into my pocket, and we can show that clearly. Now this is where the trick gets interesting. We actually show the spectator the actual method behind the trick. So you're wondering, why would you do that? It's a ruse to a certain degree. We show them how we've actually been doing it, and then we do it one more time using a different method that will warp their brain and kill them if they think about it too hard. So be careful with this trick. You'll have a trail of bodies behind you if these are curious people. So just warning on that. But regardless, it's a fun trick. I think you guys are going to really like it. And I say we should just dive into the tutorial on how this is achieved. Alright folks, for today's tutorial we're going to be using the Fontaine Rip and Dip playing cards. So I'm pretty excited to crack these boys open, and let's talk about card to pocket. Alright, so this trick is a little daunting just because the main sleight of hand that we'll be using, the main move, will be right in front of the audience's eyes. We have discussed in the past the power of misdirection, having them look somewhere while we're doing a dirty move, and how helpful that can be in the long run. So let me get rid of my phone from in my pocket, and we can use my pocket for our card to pocket tutorial. Alright, so the basic move is pretty simple. The main sleight that we'll be using is a normal palm, okay? If you guys don't know how to palm, we will cover that super briefly, show you guys how that works, and then we'll discuss how it fits into the effect. Alright, so for palming, we're just going to need one playing card, doesn't matter what it is, and you can set the rest aside. So what we're going to do here is hide a card behind our hand just like this, okay? For me, my palming is a little difficult. My fingers cannot touch at the end for my pinky, even if I remove my rings. And I will show you. We've talked about this in the past just a little bit, but yeah, my pinky has a very hard time sticking to my ring finger. But it should close all the way for a normal person. I personally compensate with misdirection. And that's kind of, for the most part, how I get away with my kind of tweaked palm. But most people should not have this issue. A majority of people should not have actual health problems in their hand that prevent them from doing this. What we'll be doing to do a palm is we'll be using the tip of our pinky and then the flesh of our palm on this side. Okay? Those are the two contact points of a palm. Okay? So using the tip of my pinky here and the flesh of my palm. And the rest of my fingers will just naturally close and curl around that card, and now you are in a classic normal palm. So this is the move that we'll be using to make their card appear into our pocket. So let's talk about that move, getting it into our pocket. So you'll be palming the card already, and what you'll do is you'll just sneak into your pocket, pull your hand out about halfway, and now grab the card by the tip. And that's what the trick will look like, okay? That's the essential effect. Okay, so one more time. You'll be palming the card, and so you'll have the deck in your hand, okay? So you'll palm the card, and then you'll say, oh, let's check my pocket. You won't believe this. So you'll pull your hand out, and then by the tip of the card, you'll pull it out and show them that it's their playing card, okay? Okay, so that's the basic move that we'll be doing to achieve this effect. Now let's talk about our 3 phases for this trick. These phases are really fun and pretty interactive, so I really like this version of Card to Pocket. It keeps the audience engaged and interacted throughout the whole trick, okay? So here's what will happen. The spectator will choose a card at random. They will memorize said card, so 8 of clubs. Then it is our job to control their card to the top in any fashion that we see fit, so we'll get it to the top. And so at this point, you will talk and have some misdirection talking about the impossible location plot. And while you are talking, you will get your card into palm and get ready for the first teleportation. So at some point you're talking, you keep talking, and then you say, well, you won't believe it, but your card has teleported already into my pocket. So you show them their card has teleported once. You're going to have them sign this card, okay? So now we are bringing the audience back and engaging with them, so they will now sign this card to prove that it is the exact same card that is teleporting. So as they are signing that, we are going to flip the top card and do a risk kill. Risk kill just means that you're turning the deck upside down. Sometimes it's known as a necktie, because if you're doing it facing forward, it'll be like a tie for your chest, okay? So make sure you get a break on this card and then do a risk kill, and make sure they can't tell that there's a face-up card on top of the deck. Once they are done signing the card, you will put this on top and square it up with the card underneath. So at this point, you're going to do a double lift, and you're going to take the fake card and put it into the middle. We're going to shuffle the cards just a little bit, and we're going to get that card to the bottom, okay? And here, we're going to do a gambler's cop, okay, which we learned not too long ago. So we'll do a gambler's cop. If you have not learned that yet, just click the link below and you can learn that really quick and come back. So with the gambler's cop, what you'll do is give them the deck, okay? So you'll hand it to them just like we discussed in that last video. So give them the deck and ask them to shuffle it. And at this point, you're just going to slip this into your back pocket. And here's the beauty of it. They can pull it out themselves this time. Let me stand up a little bit for this part. They're done shuffling, and then you say, all right, check this out. My hands are clean. You turn around, and then you spank yourself, obviously. You say, hey, check it out. There's a card sticking out of my ass. Go ahead, touch it. Yeah, go ahead, touch that thing. And so you'll say, go ahead, pull it out. So they'll pull it out by the tip. I don't know why. They would probably use a whole fist if they could. You know how it be being a ladies' man and all. Anyway, so they pull out the card. They show you, oh my god, it's the card with my signature, blah, 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 blah. This is going to be the funny part. This is where you got to get creative for the misdirection, okay? They're still holding onto their card. You can ask for the deck back. So you're going to need the misdirection to do this move one more time, okay? So as we discussed, you'll flip the card over, get a break, risk kill, okay? Get ready. So the misdirection, I mean, it could be anything like, hey man, why'd you touch my butt like that? Just start some conversation so you have enough time to do this, okay? If you guys are nervous about this move, just watch this real quick, okay? You can be sitting around talking, be like, yeah, man, whatever. And just like that, you're already set, right? You could just do it at the side. And it's pretty easy. Like, it doesn't take a lot of time. So don't be too nervous about that part. So you get your jokes in, your misdirection. You're going to take their card one more time. You say, okay, you guys have been really good sports, so I'm going to show you guys how this trick is actually done. So this is going to be the hardest part. Because every fiber in your being tells you not to do a double lift and pick it up like this. Ugh, it feels awful. But what you're going to do is you're going to grab the two ends by your middle finger and thumb. So this should keep it pretty square, okay? So you're going to flip your hand back over. You guys have been a good sport. Let me show you how the trick was actually done. You're going to pick it both up, and you're going to say, all right, what I did was that I palmed the card. So again, be super careful. Try and keep this square as much as possible. And you're going to palm both cards at the same time, okay? And so this is the fun part. You're going to put both of them in your pocket and do the same trick that we did earlier, pull it out, but you're just going to pull out the fake card, okay? And you're going to leave their card in your pocket. So you're going to say, I palmed the card, and I put it in my pocket like this, and then I just pulled it out slowly by the tip, okay? Do not flip this card over, because they think this is still their card. So you're going to pull it out and be like, so that's how I did it. Let's put it back in one more time and see if you can catch me, right? So you give them the cards, you have them shuffle it one more time, but you're already set. You're 2 steps ahead. So they're shuffling, and you're like, okay, check it out. Hands are empty. I'm just going to put the tips of my finger in, just like this. Boom. Your card with your signature. They lose their minds because they just saw you put their card into the middle and they shuffled it. It was clear as day you were not palming anything. So you just showed them how you actually did the trick and then disproved that theory. It's a really good trick, leaves an unexplainable ending. I just think a well-rounded trick. You get to use multiple moves, you get to have fun with it, you get to engage with the audience. This is a great trick. Alright guys, so that was the tutorial for Card to Pocket. I hope that made sense. I hope you guys had a great time with this tutorial. I hope you guys learned a lot. And it's been fun coming back, and I'm excited to come back for this upcoming weekend. And we're going to have a great time. Our next episode is, I believe we're going to be learning the Biddle trick, if I'm correct. Yes, okay. So we have covered the Biddle trick in the past, but if you guys are interested in a more in-depth, more fun episode and tutorial on that trick, the Biddle trick is coming up next. If you guys don't know what the Biddle trick is, stay tuned. You're going to want to know. This is a very famous card plot, and you guys are going to want this in your arsenal ASAP. I've been your host, Oliver. I'm so glad you guys could make it, and I'll see you guys in the next episode of Fluffy Flamingos. Peace out.